Hey sippers, welcome back to a juicy gossip video. Now, I want to know what's going on in Hollywood because the people, they're out here dragging Beyoncé in her denim outfit, okay? Now, this is what Piers Morgan said, and I found it very weird and strange him of all person would make such statement. This is what he said. He said, very disappointed to see Beyoncé culturally appropriate Marilyn Monroe in her new Levi's ad. What's the issue and what's the point? If I'm given like flowers to Marilyn Monroe by, wearing something that she would have worn before or, just showing love and appreciation. What if she was my idol? What if Beyonce looks up to Marilyn Monroe? What's the issue? Now, they're saying, these people know how to keep a black woman down, but I think it's more about being black. I think it's also, Marilyn Monroe is such a god. No one should try to, repeat her looks or, why can't you give respect to someone who was so iconic? And then something tells me this, right? I don't know if you guys could understand where I'm coming from. I think this is like capitalism. I think Beyonce is actually friends with people like Piers Morgan. Probably Beyonce is telling people what to say on the internet. Like, hey, I want you to talk bad about me so I could trend. Because when Piers Morgan made that statement, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, Beyonce is not the only celeb who would have worn a Levi outfit. So is everyone trying to copy Marilyn Monroe's style? I think, second option is that Beyonce is probably paying these people to say what they're saying because none of it is adding up. Why would I go out there and drag a celeb because they're modeling a Levi denim outfit? To say, they're culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe's style. It doesn't make any sense. Marilyn Monroe isn't the only person who wore wigs like that and who wore denim, or it doesn't make any sense. I think Beyonce's doing what she did with Cowboy Carter. That album was good, but it wasn't all that good. And so many people were talking about it. Oh my God, this album is so good. It's so good. And it felt forced. And that's how I know there was a lot of capitalism marketing strategy that fastened itself with how, Beyonce was going on with this Cowboy Carter thing. And when she won that album of the year for Grammys, I was like, this doesn't feel genuine. I thought Billie Eilish deserved album of the year for Hit Me Hard and Soft. Cowboy Carter was just, kind of a mediocre album. It wasn't given. It just wasn't given. I'm not surprised the tour did well in revenue because she's a phenomenal performer. She's astounding. When people go to see Beyonce, they go to see a performance. They don't really go to hear vocals. When they go to listen to Mariah Carey and Celine Dion, they go there to hear vocals. When you go to see Beyonce, you go to see a performance, which makes it more entertaining. She's gonna make a lot of money. Period. So I think this is a whole capitalism thing. I think these bunch of people who's hitting out against Beyonce, they're making a lot of money from her album. I think though Beyonce seems like an idol, she has a lot of people in her back office. Heavy on it. But let me know what y'all think. Let me know if I'm actually making sense. Leave a comment below. Share if you care. Like this video. And see you guys another time. Thank you so much for always sipping with us.